I want to give you a shortcut to script an entire webinar in just a matter of minutes using the power of AI. Now, when I showed this to a small group of people not that long ago, jaws literally hit the floor. I mean, people were blown away with what you can do using what I'm about to share with you here today. But first thing first, my name is Ryan Levesque, CEO of the Ask Method Company. And one of the things that we help our clients with is actually crafting webinars that convert. Now, a webinar is any type of presentation that you might have to enroll people into your program. It could be a product, it could be a one-on-one consulting engagement, any type of presentation that you deliver online, whereby you're doing a bit of education and a bit of selling. So you're educating people on the merits and the value of your offer, and then you're inviting people to take that next step. You might call it a web class, you might call it a workshop, you might call it a master class, you might call it a webinar, whatever you might call it. What we're talking about here is an education-based sales presentation. And so for the purposes of this conversation, we're going to talk about it as a webinar. Now, when it comes to webinars, we've used webinars in our business. We've generated quite literally tens of millions of dollars using the power of webinars. We've had single webinars that generate $1 million in a single live webinar experience. So we are big believers in webinars. And what we've developed over the years is a 9-part framework that we use for creating every single one of our webinars. Now, the challenge is crafting a webinar is hard because you're pulling from all sorts of different elements. You've got to get the copy right. You've got to get the pacing right. You've got to get the language right. You've got to get all the different elements so that you crescendo, create demand, going through a process. They're not easy to create. That is until now with what I'm about to share with you here today, because you can finally craft and script an entire webinar in just a matter of minutes. Let me show you exactly what I'm talking about here on my screen. If you bear with me 1 second, I'm going to adjust my screen so I can show this to you. And we're going to do this like this. If I click the share button, and I'm going to share a portion of my screen. See if I can get this working. Click the share button, and here you go. What you're looking at right now is a piece of technology known as Bucket 3.0 AI. And what I want to talk about is something called the Bucket AI Blueprint functionality. So this functionality right now, if I go into Blueprints, is a functionality that allows you to use the power of AI to create things like your market message, an irresistible offer, your entire program, a presentation script, and much, much more. So when I say market message, what I mean by that is you're able to actually build an entire message, build your copy pulled from your market, not from your mind, identifying the challenges in the natural consumer language that your market is facing, the desires that your market is expressing, the objections that your market has. And you can do this in a number of different ways. You can do this by uploading a data set. If you've got a survey or call transcriptions or a community that you want to actually pull the language that's being talked about in a forum or Facebook group or LinkedIn community or whatever it may be, or you can leverage the power of the AI data set that we have access to. This technology is used by over 82 million people around the world. So it's 1% of humanity. And we also have a direct integration in this technology with OpenAI's ChatGPT platform and other large-scale natural language databases that allow you to pull this information. So with this, let me show you how you can actually script an entire webinar in just a matter of minutes. So for this purpose, I'm going to choose this webinar script blueprint, click this continue button right now. I'm going to build it off of several different blueprints that I've already created. So I shared with you a market message blueprint because I want to pull the language from my market, not from my mind. I want to pull it from an irresistible offer blueprint where I've actually designed a product using the power of AI to figure out all the features, the benefits, the bonuses, reasons to act now, and so on and so forth. So I'm going to choose those blueprints as my building blocks for the one that we're going to demonstrate here in action. And then with that information, first and foremost, I need to say, who is my presenter? So let's say that our presenter is Delia Smith. Save and continue. When we say that people will be working with us, are they going to be working with me and my team, us? What might it be? I'll say me and my team. Next up is, what's the title of your presentation? Now, if you're like most people, you could probably spend hours and hours and hours agonizing over what you are going to describe as the title of your presentation. So you can enter that information manually, or you can generate with AI, which is what I've done right here. Residential real estate investing demystified, your roadmap to wealth. Now, if I want to update this or change this, I can absolutely do that. I can look for different options and so on and so forth. Presentation call to action. How am I going to invite people to buy? Are they going to be buying a low ticket product, like clicking on a link on my website? Or are they going to be applying to a high ticket program? Choose the option right here, save and continue. And then now let's script our welcome and introduction. I'll generate this with AI right now. And in just a matter of minutes here, it's going to script an entire welcome and introduction, pulling from all the great inputs that we provided. Like, for example, the offer that we are eventually going to be selling, the market and language that we are addressing, and the niche that we're focused on. And in a matter of seconds right here, we've got this information, and you can take a look. It has scripted this step by step. I can literally just take this information, copy and paste it, and put it in here. I can save this information, lock it in, and on the right-hand side, I've got my welcome and introduction. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm absolutely thrilled to see you here today. My name is Delia Smith, and I am the Property Investment Advisor with a passion for helping families achieve their dreams of financial security and wealth through residential real estate investing. Today, I want to demystify the world of real estate investing and provide you with a roadmap to wealth, and so on and so forth. What about stick strategy? How do we get people to stick through the actual webinar? Well, again, you could come up with this on your own, or we could use the power of AI to figure out several stick strategy options. Like, I've got a free gift. Stay engaged to the end, and you'll unlock a wealth of actionable tips. The final segment of this workshop holds the key to unlocking your full potential and more. So we've got multiple ways that we can get people to stick all the way through the end. Let's offer a free gift. What about mistakes? One of the most powerful things that you can do in this framework is to articulate the mistakes that people are making that are holding them back from getting a result that your product or service naturally helps people achieve. So in other words, identify the gap and how your product can fill that gap for people. Once again, you could come up with this content on your own, or using the power of AI, the technology that we have in front of us right now, we can actually just do this in a matter of seconds. So right here, we've got our mistakes content. Now, when you look at the results that I've personally helped people with, the reason why more people don't get results like this all has to do with 5 big mistakes that we see people make over and over again. I'm going to reveal what they are to you and how to spot them and what you can do about them instead. Beginning with mistake number 1, failing to plan, investing without a clear strategy. So I can take that information, copy it, save it, move it onto the right-hand side, lock it in. You can see right here, if you're watching this right now and you haven't done this already, now's the time that you want to take out a pen and paper, something to take some notes with, because we're going to dive into each of these mistakes one by one, beginning with mistake number 1. This mistake involves diving into real estate investing without taking the time to develop a comprehensive plan. You can see this. It's literally scripting the entire webinar in just a matter of seconds. What about if we want to incorporate a case study? Like, for example, a past client, or maybe even your personal story. We can incorporate a case study in this script right here. I can literally go through this process step by step by step until we have an entire presentation script. You can see right here, my welcome and introduction, my stick strategy, my quick logistics and first interaction. Single most important thing, creating a reason why people want to be here, want to be present. This is for you if you're in one of the following situations: articulating the challenges that the market is facing, why pay attention, expressing your credibility, and much, much more. You can see this literally scripts out the entire webinar, step by step by step, everything that you need to create a high converting webinar, masterclass, workshop, enrollment presentation to move people into your product or service. So with all that being said, if you are interested in learning more, if you want to see how this works in action, if you've got a question that you'd love for me to cover, if you'd like to go into this in more detail, because I know I went fast here today, let me know inside the comments. What's your question? What would you like to know about? What would you like to learn more about? And I'll make sure that I cover that in an upcoming video. With that being said, we're going to wrap this video here. Wish you a great rest of your day, and I look forward to seeing you inside the next video. Take care, and we'll talk soon.